The National Entrepreneurs Association and Dell Technologies presents the 2020 National Virtual Pitch Contest. Join us as 10 extraordinary panelists come together on Zoom to compete for over $4,000 in cash and prizes and national exposure. The first place winner will be chosen by our panel of experts: Lynn Carlton, Detroit entrepreneur and angel investor; Paul Jones, executive director at Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses; Dr. Janice Cardwell, entrepreneur and leadership strategist; Kevin Kettles, entrepreneur and college professor at the Mike Ilitch School of Business. Our second place winner will be chosen by you, the audience. Join host Dr. Ilena Allen, president and CEO of the National Entrepreneurs Association, with special guest speaker Mobolaji Zokubi of Dell Technologies.
Nice video.
Loved it.
All right,
So much
welcome to the 2020 National Virtual Pitch Contest. I'm Dr. Ilena Allen, President and CEO of the National Entrepreneurs Association, and I will be your host today.
Yeah.
So we're really excited for this competition. This has been in the works for over a month, so we put it together quickly and it's come together beautifully. We're excited for the entrepreneurs and can't wait to hear more about your businesses. First, I want to thank the attendees for being here. And we have people from all over the country, so that's really exciting. This is our first national pitch competition. So I'd like everyone to just type in the chat room, where are you from? Where are you in the world? So go ahead and type that in right now. We're gonna have a good time tonight. So contestants, if you're nervous, just loosen up. We're gonna do some networking. We have a dynamic keynote speaker coming up, and we're just gonna have some fun. So before I go any further, I want to thank our partners at Dell Technologies, because without them, this event would not be possible. So let's give them a hand. And I know some of you may not be able to hear or see us, and vice versa, but we can feel your energy. So we still want the applause, and I brought some applause with me, so I will be playing those for each contestant, but we want you to cheer each other on and clap at home, because again, we can feel your energy. All right, so let me just pull up my PowerPoint. I want to go over the agenda with you really quickly, so everyone has some sense of how the night is going to flow. So first, we're going to start with some introductions. I'll go over our mission and vision statement. We're going to do a networking activity, and then we'll jump into the pitches. But first, I'm going to go over the rules, and then we'll go right to the contestants. And then we'll have our keynote speaker. While our speaker is on, we will have the judges go out and deliberate and come up with first place winner. During that time, we will also give the audience an opportunity to vote. And then we'll have a couple of announcements, a couple giveaways, and then finally the results. All right, so I want to thank a few special people who really helped put this event together, or just help make this event happen. An event like this does not happen without a lot of work from a lot of people. So Ross Sanders from Lawrence Tech University, Van Allen from Van Allen Productions. He's responsible for all the videos that you're seeing and have been seeing. Colette Hughes of Virtual Real Estate Services. She's been helping us promote and helping with the selection process. Marcus Jackson from CIBC, who is one of our main sponsors, wonderful banking institution, and he is responsible for the text voting that will happen later tonight. Tisha Hammond, the small business cheerleader, who's always cheering us on, helping us promote, making introductions. Mona Besalega, and I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. Forgive me, Mona. But she's with Dell Technologies, and she's wonderful. And then finally, Mobalaji Sokunbi, and he is our keynote speaker tonight, also with Dell Technologies. And then I want to thank our judges. We have Ren Carlton, who is a Detroit entrepreneur and angel investor. We have Dr. Jan Cardwell, who is entrepreneur, leadership strategist, and sits on the board of NEA. Thank you, Paul Jones. He is extraordinary entrepreneur. He is the executive director of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And finally, Kevin Kettles, entrepreneur. He has a marketing firm, Kairos Marketing, and also a business professor at the Mike Ilitch School of Business. So we have some extraordinary judges who definitely know about entrepreneurship. And I don't envy your job tonight, because if you went through that list of entrepreneurs on our website, they are all amazing. Okay, so before we do the icebreaker, I do want to share our mission and vision statement here at NEA. We are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and our goal is to connect and support entrepreneurs through monthly networking events and educational training programs. Our goal is to become a world leader in supporting and training entrepreneurs. And I will say we're well on our way to achieving that goal. This is our third year. We're actually 2.5 years old. And I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. So the icebreaker, we want you guys to have an opportunity to get exposure and get the word out there about who you are and what you do. So please share with us in the chat room who you are, your name. If you have a website, share that with us. And then I would like for the attendees to pick out 3 people and connect with them after the event. I love it when I attend events and I get friend requests from LinkedIn. And the event's not even over yet. So that's a great way to connect with people. So share all you want in the chat room. There's no shame in promoting here. Well, we want you to promote. So let's see what we've got going in the chat room. Universal Studios, Valley Village, California, Surfaces of Nature. Hello, Paulette Stokes. Thank you for joining us. Let me see if I can grab one more. The bag lady at Berlin Sachs and Berlin Harvest. Her name is Miss Allen, same last name as me. So hello, welcome. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's get going here. All right, so I have next on the agenda, we are going to jump into the pitches. So our first pitch tonight
Does everybody understand the rules, the timing?
Oh, thank you, Van. So I was supposed to go over the timing first. So each contestant has been given a number from 1 to 10. The order was random. It was based on a random draw. When we introduce, or when I introduce each contestant, they will have 3 minutes to pitch their business. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the timer, which is Van Allen, will say 30 seconds, indicating that you have 30 seconds left. At 3 minutes, the timer will call time. At 3 minutes, 30 seconds, the timer will say stop. At that point, you must stop pitching, and at 3:30, you're actually disqualified from the competition. So we just want to keep everybody on time. Okay, I also want to let you guys know the first place prize is $1,000 Dell computer, 1-year membership to NEA, and we'd also like to interview the winner and feature that on our YouTube channel that is in development. All right, so now we have the rules. Did I cover everything, guys?
I believe so.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's start with our first contestant, Ilena Del Risco, founder and COO of Vitruvian. And she is from Miami, Florida. And let's give her a hand. Let her feel your energy.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's
Here are your applause.
Thank you, thank you.
That was a short applause.
So I'm going to share my screen now. That's okay, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me pull it up. Can you guys see? Well, let me see. It's loading. Okay. Can you guys see any?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Should I start now?
Yeah, your timing will start when you actually begin your presentation. So whenever you're ready.
All right. When you're shopping for clothing online, it's really hard to tell if the clothing that you're looking at is actually going to fit you. 60% of online apparel returns are because of wrong fit. Not only does this negatively affect consumers, but returns because of wrong fit cost retailers $62.4 billion annually. What if there's a way to see how clothing will look and fit on you before you buy it? Vitruvian is a virtual dressing room that takes away the uncertainty of finding the right fitting garments online. Our software will be integrated into the retailer's website where consumers can choose to virtually try on an item. They'll be asked to input weight and height information, as well as to take a front picture and a side picture. The user will then be able to see how different sizes of clothing will look and fit on them. We were able to automate the 3D model rendering process that allows us to capture each person's unique shape and completed the first draft of our clothing simulation. While developing the virtual dressing room, we wanted to create relationships with retailers sooner, so we created a size suggestion tool that we just launched into the Shopify App Store. Using our measuring technology, shoppers that don't know their measurements can easily obtain them by uploading 2 pictures of themselves and using our virtual measuring tapes, which allows us to match them with their recommended size. You can find our Shopify tool in the Shopify App Store under VDR Size Suggestion. We estimate that next year we'll make around $54,000 in revenue, primarily from sales of our size suggestion tool. In 3 years, we project around $3 million in revenue from sales of our virtual dressing room technology to larger apparel retailers. We're a team of 3 sisters with the right technical skills and industry experience to make this work. Andrea studied industrial engineering and computer science at Georgia Tech and has 4 years of experience implementing e-commerce software solutions with large apparel retailers. I study finance and marketing and have experience in market research, financial analysis, and UX design. Catalina studied textile technology at NC State University and has worked with brands like Vans and Patagonia in their materials and research departments. We're recent alumni of Georgia Tech's CreateX program and also Bowson's Women's Innovating Now Lab Accelerator. We participated in other pitch competitions like SupEx, Innovate Downtown,
30 seconds.
and the Girls in Tech Conference in San Francisco. With Vitruvian, we're helping retailers to decrease their returns, increase their sales, and bring consumers into the shopping experience of the future. For more information about us, visit our website at info@vitruvianvdr.com. Thank you so much for hearing our pitch and have a great night.
Excellent. Hey, stretch that applause out a little bit.
Okay, wonderful. Can you stop your screen share?
Okay, so.
All right, wonderful. Ms. Del Risco, can you tell us a little bit more about why you started your business?
Yes, so we actually are avid online shoppers, and we saw this problem ourselves, wasting our time and money with returns. So we wanted to bring our vision to life. The three of us have always had innovative spirits. I actually, in high school, I was a part of DECA, and where we created like mock business presentations and strategies. So this is like, it's really prepared me to have the confidence to be able to start my own business in the real world.
All right, and so we're also going to provide the contestants with feedback. So for this particular contestant, I'd like to go to Jan Cardwell, because I know that Jan and I have that in common. We love to shop and we love clothes. So Jan, can you give her some feedback?
Unmute yourself, Jan.
Yep, thanks. So first of all, when I kind of first went to your website, I was extremely impressed. Just the concept, because I do a lot of online shopping myself, but just the concept that you can do a sizing virtually is a phenomenally new and innovative idea.
Thank you.
So my question, if you don't mind, is what challenges did you face on this journey?
Yeah, so I would say there's multiple aspects of challenges, but business-wise, I think a huge challenge is funding. We're bootstrapped, and I think around only like 2% of funding, of venture capitalist funding, goes to women-founded businesses. So we're expected to hear a lot of no's before getting some yeses. And then technical-wise, the clothing simulation, obviously, it's very labor and technical intensive, but we've seen a lot of progress in what we have been able to accomplish so far with just our team of 3.
Excellent.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Jan.
You guys.
So going forward, we have one question for each contestant because we want to end on time. So I will randomly choose one judge after each contestant just to get some great feedback for them. And then I will ask each one question. So
Also keep any answers or responses to 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds. Yes, and all of this information was sent to the contestants prior to the pitch. So we will move to contestant number 2. Contestant number 2 is Z Scott. Z Scott hails from Long Beach, California, and she is the SEO queen. Z, you are on.
Good evening. My name is Z Scott, and I'm the SEO queen. I want to thank everyone, Dell and the National Entrepreneurs Association, for having me on today. I could start out and tell you about the $60 million in revenue that we have driven cumulatively for all of our clients. I could talk about just this year alone, the 20 million downloads and streams that our podcasts have generated from our clients and our brands as well. But I want to go down memory lane. So before my mom and my dad met, before I was born, my dad's mother and him had a conversation. They sat at the breakfast table and she told him, pursue a career in computer science. This conversation laid the foundation for my parents to get 2 degrees each, both in business, and my dad in computer science and my mom in sociology. So this academic acumen laid the foundation for me to successfully apply to, graduate from, and really take advantage of everything that the Massachusetts Institute of Technology has to offer and start the SEO Queen. The SEO Queen to date has been featured in Black Enterprise, blackbusiness.com, HubSpot, LinkedIn, and many other outlets, national and international, including Grow Your Business Club and Carol Roth. We are so excited to be offering so many products and services in this industry, this $1.7 trillion market. which we're offering website design, search engine optimization, and mobile app development to companies large and small. Our goal is to not only focus on the private sector, but also the public sector. This year, we were able to launch a website, californiacore.org, for a nonprofit associated with the California government to reduce pollution in the air by giving vouchers to people. So when I went through my career and basically came across so many challenges, I decided to take my professional career into my own hands and start the SEO Queen. And not only are we concerned with making money, but we're also concerned about building a company culture that empowers the employees and contractors to build their best lives through identifying underserved individuals who may not get the same opportunities afforded
30 seconds.
And again, my name is the SEO, Z Scott, the SEO Queen, and we help companies get more credibility, profitability, and visibility through digital marketing. Thank you so much.
Excellent time.
Wonderful. So I have a question for you, Z.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
did see your article in Black Enterprise Magazine. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us why you were featured in that magazine? What was that article about?
That was about a $44 million voucher program that we built the website to help match business owners with vendors to basically change their equipment from fossil fuel driven vehicles on rail yards and airports to green technology. So it's a marketplace where entrepreneurs can basically get free money to help reduce pollution in
5 seconds.
Okay, I think she was done. So I would like to go to Kevin Kettles because I know he has a little bit of a background in websites and SEO and that kind of thing. So Kevin, can you give Z some great feedback? And you are muted, Kevin.
Z, thank you for your presentation. I had the chance to go through your website. Looks like you offer a lot of great services for someone who is interested in promoting themselves digitally. Lots of information there. I was wondering about one of the things you talk about on your site is your social capabilities. And for example, increasing the number of likes that you have, that you can, for a company, the number of people that are following a page. So I think you gave some different numbers. You can get to 10,000 likes and so forth. How do you get to those 10,000 likes? What do you do to help your clients get there?
Well, thank you so much for asking that question. Tatang USA, which owns about, I think, 80 to 90% of the market share in Taiwan for rice cookers, was one of our clients that we took from about 300 or 400 likes on their Facebook page to, I think right now they're around 11, 12,000 last time I checked. And we did that through a combination of organic and paid ad tactics.
Excellent.
So that's why we can guarantee the likes, because we know what we're doing. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
All right, excellent. So we are going to move to contestant number 3. Contestant number 3 is Brie Mccarrick. She is the founder of Bright Bites, and she is from Saginaw, Michigan. Let's give her a hand. I don't have my applause. Here they come, Brie.
There we go.
I can't hear Brie.
Yep, we're getting it started.
Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Brie Mccarrick, and I'm the founder of Bright Bites, an all-natural probiotic snack bite company. Growing up, I struggled with nutrient deficiencies and digestive problems. I wanted an easier and more convenient way to get my daily serving of probiotics in, and that's why I started Bright Bites. about that. But today we're really focused on the problem in the marketplace, which is that consumers demand more from their snacks. They're looking for convenient, satisfying, and healthy snacks that actually taste good. No one wants to take any more pills. They're a pain to swallow, and our bodies can't absorb all those nutrients. Our solution provides your daily serving of probiotics in a flavorful, shelf-stable bite, available in 3 delicious flavors: PB and oats, dark cocoa, and coconut crayon. They're free from dairy, gluten, and soy, but packed with superfoods and probiotics. Probiotics are live bacteria that are able to support your immune and digestive system. The market for probiotics is expected to exceed $63 billion by 2022. And 80% of US consumers have had some sort of digestive issue. They don't want to take a pill. They'd rather enjoy a flavorful, delicious treat. We've done over $61,000 in sales. And in 2020 alone, we've already done $25,694 in sales. We'll finish this year doing $90,000, and we'll be profitable for the 2nd year in a row. Looking at our future financial projections, our revenues significantly increase, as do our profit margins, as we gain nationwide distribution. Currently, we're in 40 retail accounts, ranging from natural grocery stores, universities, hospitals, and coffee shops, sell on our own website and on Amazon. I recently graduated from Michigan State University with a degree in advertising management and entrepreneurship. However, when I first got to school, I didn't know I wanted to go into business. I wanted to go to med school. I wanted to help people live a healthier lifestyle. Once I started my business, though, I went all in and focused solely on that, even switching my major. And last year, I was named Michigan State's Student Entrepreneur of the Year, winning over 15 pitch competitions, and we became a certified woman-owned business. Currently, we employ 3 team members. We wouldn't be where we are today without our board of advisors. Ryan is the founder of This Saves Lives, a snack bar company. Alex is the founder of Bomb Bomb on Chocolate
30 seconds.
in Detroit, Michigan. And Andrew is the managing director at Greenwich Capital. Our brand vision is much larger than just snack bites. We'll be launching oatmeal cups, CBD bites, and beverages, all using a shelf-stable probiotic. We have a goal to make healthy food delicious, and with the use of funds from this competition, we'll be able to reduce our food costs and help other people live a healthy lifestyle. In closing, I urge you to make every day a bright day, and I would welcome your questions. Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, Brie, can you stop your screen share? Now, most people probably don't know the health benefits of probiotics. Can you talk a little bit more about how important it is to your health?
Yes, so probiotics are actually live bacteria. So these bacteria are found in your digestive system with, there's bad bacteria, and probiotics need to be put in your digestive system as good bacteria to balance it out. We hear about gut balance and pH balance. And so it's really important that you have your gut in check, and that's exactly what probiotics do. So they're able to support your immune health, digestive health, super important during these times. And really, there's a huge mind-body connection. When your gut's in check, your mind's in check, helping reduce anxiety and stress as well.
Awesome. So I know a little bit about probiotics because I take them, but I know most people probably don't, but there are tremendous health benefits. If you're experiencing any type of bloating, probiotics can actually help with that. So let's go to Ren Carlton. Can you give Brie some great feedback?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, nice job, Brie. It was a great presentation. Really enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you.
And secondly, so I went through your website and everything like that, and I do know what probiotics are, by the way. And I'm a big health food person, so I really enjoyed that. The only thing that I would say, I think you did great, hit all the major bullet points. The thing I would just challenge you with or ask you is it seems like your growth goals are a little bit modest. It seems like you could be a lot more aggressive with your growth. So is that deliberate, or is that just, could you guys speak to your 3 and 5 year vision of what you're doing?
Yeah, that's actually being realistic and not some, made up hockey stick growth. We've been in this business for, over a year and a half selling, and we know how hard it is. And so we're giving you realistic projections, but most definitely I see us exceeding those, especially with some future upcoming events that we have.
Can I ask just really quick? So do you have like a plan to like add staff and stuff like that? Just 'cause it seems like, I'm not looking for hockey stick growth, but it seems like you have a neat thing going. It seems like you could scale a little quicker, especially if you ended up getting some fun, like some significant funding. Have you explored that?
Yeah, so I bootstrapped the company to date and funding has been limited, but I haven't pursued that because I haven't needed to, but we're at a time right now where we are growing and expanding experienced consumer packaged goods people to help grow our brand.
Okay, cool. Nice job.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, Brie. So we're going to move to contestant number 4. Anton, or I should say Dr. Anton Babushkin is the CEO of Start My Wellness, and he is right here in Troy, Michigan. Welcome, Dr. Babushkin.
Thank you. Oh, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anton Babushkin. I'm the CEO of StartMyWellness.com. I'm going to go over 3 questions with you today. The questions are what is our service, why we do it, and where we're going with this great business model. Let me tell you a little personal story first. So when I was in college, I was a little bit depressed, unsure what I was doing, and a friend recommended I see a therapist. And I thought, I'm not kind of crazy. Why would I do that? But I was kind of open-minded. I thought I'll check it out. And to be honest, I really realized that what an amazing service that helped me to not only understand what the issues were that I was struggling with, but also why and what I could do about them. And I thought, this is such a useful thing that has a lot of stigma around it. Maybe other people might find this useful. So now my company offers very high quality, trend-setting emotional health services for employees. So basically we work with companies and we offer emotional and wellness services to employees. Now you might ask yourself, why are we focused on employees, right? 130 million people in America work full-time. And for anybody who works, it's very hard to find time during the day, before work, after work, to do anything, especially see a therapist. It's hard to know what therapists are available, who's taking new patients, what kind of insurance do they take. Yet at the same time, 1 in 5 adults in America are going to struggle with a mental health difficulty in any given year. And 60% of people surveyed by Deloitte say that they would love and take advantage of mental health services if they're available in their workplace. So what are we doing with this great business model? Well, we're going after companies that have 100 or more employees. And even if 5% of all those people in America use our services, that's already a $15 billion a year, $15 billion per year market. We're adding on services also like nutrition, fitness, and coaching. That's going to make it at least a $30 billion per year market. Now, I'm going to show you how this concept actually works in practice. If you go to Google right now and you type in corporate therapist, you'll see that my website is the #1 result. We are the industry leading company that's doing this. And I have contacts from all over the country right now emailing me saying, oh, you're based in Michigan, can you do this for us in another state? One of our biggest corporate clients at the moment is Quicken Loans. Quicken Loans just went for an IPO, and they have almost 20 million people who work at their company. Our contract with them is growing 50% year over year, and our revenue this year is going to be 1.15 million. In 4 years, it's projected to be 4 million, and that's just with one corporate contract. I'm in conversations right now with 2 other corporate companies who want the same services. And like I said, companies all over the country are getting in touch with me saying, wow, our employees could use health, wellness, and
30 seconds.
The best part about this is we're actually helping people change their lives. Therapy and wellness services are something that can help somebody understand their issues and offer real practical help so that they feel empowered to change their life. I've seen it happen. If you go to our website and our Google page, you'll see our people who help say, wow, this really changed my life. Thank you for your time. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Babushkin. So my question for you is, with COVID-19, we've seen an increase in depression, anxiety. What specifically is your organization doing to address this issue?
We have very tailored services. For example, we have wellness coaching. We take small groups and have specifically tailored workshops that say, what are the stressors in your life? Is it parenting from home? Is it losing your job? Is it dealing with stress of what's going on in the country socially or everything else? So we have specifically tailored programs that address those issues. and practical measurable results. We're one of the only companies that actually measures our outcomes to show people that what we're doing is working.
All right, wonderful. So I want to go to Paul Jones of Goldman Sachs. Can you give him some great feedback?
Sure. Hey, Anton, it's good to see you. And that was a great presentation. Really proud of your growth and everything you've accomplished. One of the things that I would love to hear about, it sounds like you've made some really good progress and that you have identified a very specific growth market, because there's a lot of therapists, but you have identified exactly who you want to target. And you've also had some success cases which you were able to highlight. So that was amazing. I really appreciate that. I would just encourage you, and maybe you keep an answer now, how do you scale it on the back end? So there's no doubt that the needs are required. Therapy now is not as taboo as it used to be. You're able to leverage that market. But how do you maintain that quality of service? When I would imagine every therapist has gone to school and they figure they can do things their way, but you're delivering on your brand promise. How do you make those two things jive?
I love your question, Paul, because actually what I'm working on is developing a marketplace across the country that's going to be buyers, meaning HR departments of companies, and sellers, meaning vetted therapists. So I'm going to leverage my professional network. And because I've been in the industry for 15 years, I have a very good judge of therapists who are actually high quality and can know what to do. And we're going to put together a board of people to basically vet each provider across the country so that we're not limited to only the people that we know. We're going to leverage our professional network so that in any state, any geographic region, we can put together a special team that's going to help that company so that they have the services that they need right there at home.
Great. Thank you for that.
Thanks for the question.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, Ilena, real quick before you go to the next one on the timing. When I say 30 seconds, you know, don't panic. You still get 30 seconds. When I say time, that's when you want to quickly wrap. So relax when I say 2:30.
Yes, just to reiterate, 30 seconds means you have 30 seconds left. Time means you're at 3 minutes, so you have 30 seconds to wrap up. If he says stop, then
you're in trouble.
Disqualified. All right, wonderful. We want to move to our fifth contestant. She is Susan Clayton, inventor, owner of Paws Run mitts, and she is from Baltimore, Maryland. Let's give her a hand. Hello, Susan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. I don't know if you can, let me share my screen for this. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
So I'm going to start. Hi, I'm Susan Clayton, and I'm the inventor of Paws Run mitts. As an avid runner, I could never find mittens or gloves that kept both my fingers and my thumbs warm when I was training in cold weather. So I invented one. Paws Run mitts is a patented thumbless convertible mitten designed for runners. Because our temperatures fluctuate when you run, you start with the mitten all on, you flip the top to cool down, but unlike traditional mittens and gloves, you can push Paws Run mitts all the way down to your wrist, so there's no fumbling to get them back on. There's no worrying about, did I lose one halfway through my run? There's also a pocket in the palm, so if you train in really cold weather, you can make them even warmer. Paws Run mitts was launched in 2016, and we've had a steady growth of about 20 to 30% each year. Our sales come from our website, runmitts.com, from race expos, from holiday pop-ups, from our social media postings and ads. But from those, we're able to reach 250,000 runners in the Mid-Atlantic region and over 60 million runners in the US. The outdoor sports apparel is the fastest growing segment of the of sportswear industry, with a growth of about 6% in the US and about 2.5% in Europe. But because of COVID, it's been even greater. People are sitting around wearing more sweats and more leisure wear. Did you know that Paws Run mitts is one of only 2 Black-owned outdoor sports gear companies in the US? Yes, that's right. Our target market is men and women who lead a healthy lifestyle, walkers, runners, hikers, football fans, tailgaters, moms and dads, soccer moms and dads, Our age grades is usually between 25 to 75 and sometimes even older. We market to like, but we have no black, white, people of color. The major companies that like Brooks, Nike, Under Armour have like a really large market share of the market. But because of our unique patented design, we want to be able to get a foothold in that. And because of that, in 2020, we've been focusing on national press and better marketing for better brand awareness. White Paws this year has been has been featured in several local newspapers. We've been in several major running magazines this year, and on several podcasts.
30 seconds.
Due to COVID-19, we were able to launch face masks that are geared to outdoor runners and to outdoor sports activities. Because of this, we've been able to reach a larger target market, and our sales have increased dramatically. At White Paws Run Mitts, we plan to become the one mitten that you turn to for hand warmth. So, who wants to run warm with White Paws Run Mitts? Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Excellent.
And you got it all in there.
Yeah.
So,
some of it.
Well, everybody's doing great on time so far.
Awesome. So my question for you, Susan, are there plans to expand the brand, or are you just going to focus on mittens and now face masks?
I think if I decide, so someone else asked me that question, and I was like, I want to be like the Bombas of mittens. I want to be like the Spanx of mittens. You know, if I do anything, it would be expanding within that mitten range. But people have asked over the years that we've been open to add some other warm things like hats or gaiters. But other than that, I think we'll stick with like right now. The masks were a fluke. It wasn't like I went out deliberately to get masks. It was like, I'm bored, I'm out of work, I need something to do. So mask was like, just was something that happened. My manufacturer helped me develop them.
Okay, awesome. Let's go to Kevin. Can you give her some great feedback? And don't forget to unmute yourself.
Great job, Susan.
Thank you.
I have to admit that your presentation really helped me a lot in understanding, because I'm not a runner, what the benefits are, you know, for runners as you go through the different stages. It wasn't apparent to me on the website, but maybe when runners view this, then they can figure it out easier than I was able to do. I would imagine that the competition in this space is pretty fierce, just because the alternatives, there's a lot of low-cost alternatives to what you're offering. So how do you compete, like on a production perspective, or you know, from a production standpoint? How are you able to produce these and create the margins that are gonna, you know, help you thrive and succeed?
So before I was very focused on trying to get into stores, but right now I'm focusing more on e-commerce, and so my margins are pretty good with e-commerce. And within the market, when I look at like other companies that have a mitten that they range about the same price. Brooks, there's between $35 and $45 are what the main market is.
10 seconds.
But because of our patented design, we like people who really use them, love them, and they come back every year for more and look for different, you know, like different fabrics and different colors. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Great. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, thank you, Susan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wonderful. So I want to make sure we give you your applause. Thank you. Thank you to all of the contestants. It takes a lot of courage to step out there and be an entrepreneur, and then to pitch your business in front of all these strangers. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break right now, just to give our judges an opportunity to regroup and to go over their scores, and make sure you're doing this accurately. This is really important to our contestants. So go ahead and continue to chat in our chat room. Let us know what you like, what you've been seeing so far. And while you're doing that, I am going to play a short video, which are just some highlights of some events that we had before COVID-19. And we're longing for the days when we can get back to meeting live again. So we will be back in 2 minutes.
Zalanya, is your audio muted?
Can you hear?
I can hear it now.
All right, so we're ready for the second leg of the competition. So our next contestant is Lily Wrapkin.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, let me bring up your slide here.
Okay.
Okay, Lily Wrapkin is the founder of Blue Wave Wellbeing, and she is from Midland, Michigan. Okay, take it away, Libby.
Awesome. 1 second here. Can you see my slides okay?
Yes, we do.
Awesome. All right, everyone. I'm Libby. I'm the co-founder of Blue Wave, and we help people feel good and function effectively so that they can in turn experience the fullness of life. I think most of us can attest that the last several months have been very chaotic and stressful and challenging at times. And the reality is that the state of well-being is experiencing crisis. So the stats on the mental health crisis and loneliness epidemic were alarming pre-COVID. And here you can see some data that was published in May on how it's currently impacting employee well-being. So now more than ever, people are feeling disconnected, unproductive, and unengaged, and this could in turn be costing the US economy upwards of $200 billion in lost earnings. So this is exactly why the co-founder Lisa and I started Blue Wave Wellbeing. So we are on a mission to help enlighten and engage organizations on how to help people thrive by building opportunities that create connectedness and increase levels of happiness, which we know in turn impacts employee engagement, customer satisfaction, and revenue. And as a previous HR executive for over 10 years, I saw firsthand how high levels of stress were directly impacting our employees' interpersonal interactions and their ability to problem solve. However, when we took the time to invest in our employees by giving them the tools on how to cultivate emotional intelligence and self-awareness, and when we took time to play as a team, this is when we started to see changes in our culture. And the data is validating this as well. So companies that are investing in well-being are seeing fewer safety accidents, lower turnover, they're more innovative, and in turn are having higher over average shareholder return. So what we offer is quite simple. We offer in-person online workshop, well-being training solutions, motivational keynotes, and a monthly subscription. Our primary customers are employers who invest in employee well-being because they realize it can reduce absenteeism and healthcare costs and increase productivity. And we also see a huge potential to partner with online learning solutions like lynda.com, health insurance, and HR outsourcing providers. Our biggest competitors in this space are EAP programs like LifeWorks, and then corporate wellness service providers like Wellright, and other different types of independent training consultants. This is really our first year in business, so we just went through a rebranding and we're ready to go ahead and ramp up now. What's amazing is that the corporate wellness market was estimated at over $7 billion in 2019, and those numbers are just estimated to continue to soar as we get into 2021 given the pandemic. And what we need to do is we need to use today's cash prize to turn all of our learning programs into virtual programs, so purchasing an LMS and different content, video content. What I know for sure based on my experience in HR is that an increasing numbers of workers are looking for fun and engaging experiences that drive home the message that their employers care for their people and not just their bottom line. So our mission is to move people and to move people to places that they didn't expect that they could get to, because now they have the tools in place to be able to help them be more playful. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and appreciate all of the time you gave us today.
Good. Okay. So, Lanya, are you
All
there?
right, Libby, that was wonderful. Can you share a personal story of how you or your company had an impact, a positive impact on an individual or department?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've actually been working on now is really just giving the people tools on how they can thrive. So a lot of people don't even know that they're just barely trying to survive right now. So we have so many stories specifically of people even just being able to manage stress more tolerably, saying that they can show up more fully in meetings. And so there's not just one story per se, because there's so many different ways that people take these tools and implement them into their life. But what we do know is people say that they can sleep at night. They can think more clearly. They feel more calm when they're in situations like this, where they're presenting or public speaking. So there's a lot of different ways that people benefit from the tools.
Okay, wonderful. And I'm going to go to Dr. Janice Cardwell, because I know you've dealt with a lot of stressful situations in the workplace. Can you give Libby some great feedback? And don't forget to unmute yourself.
So absolutely. So first of all, Libby, I think it's a really great concept to bring play into the workplace. It's not something that you often hear with work, but to come into organizations to actually say, let me set up some play for your workers. I was really impressed with your website and the information and the backstory information that you also provided on the website. The blog is really interesting. So I do have a question. We've gone through the COVID crisis. I just want to know, what strategies have you put in play to expand your business, because you can't get out to actually meet during this COVID crisis?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's really interesting being in this space right now, because investing in learning and development is one of the best ways that companies can actually create culture and be known as great places to work. So all companies are struggling with now, how do I continue to build remote culture? And so what we're doing is we're turning all of our programming into virtual programming, which is why partnerships with like Lynda.com, or outsource providers, providing this in an expansive way across their clients is so important. And so instead of taking what we would do in a 1 8-hour day, we're breaking up into modules. So some of these are self-led modules and some of them are live calls. So an organization has an option in how they want to deliver that based on their funds, essentially.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move to our next contestant number 7. She is Orella Desiree Anani. What a beautiful name. She is CEO of Spirit to Lead out of Washington, D.C. Orella, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am here.
All right, the floor is yours.
Wonderful. Successfully prepare, envision, achieve, reclaim, to lead. Aspire to lead every day in our rapidly evolving world and society. Bienvenue à Aspire to Lead. Je m'appelle Orella Desiree Anani. Je suis la fondatrice et PDC de Aspire to Lead. Bienvenidos a Aspire to Lead. Me llamo Orella Anani. Yo soy el fondatriz y director ejecutivo de Aspire to Lead. Welcome to Aspire to Lead. My name is Orella Desiree Anani. I am the founder and CEO of Aspire to Lead. Aspire to Lead is a multilingual career development and communication firm. At Aspire to Lead, we believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to realize their full potential, connect with their purpose and passion, and be passionate about their profession. Aspire to Lead incorporates creativity, education, and personalized professional services ranging from resume reviews to cover letter creations and communication coaching. We strive to equip all of our clients with the tools they need to prepare for the career of their future and the life of their choice. Each service request is addressed with skill, clear communication, exceptional customer service, and being treated like you're a part of the family. We actively build rapport, relationships, foster a sense of community, and provide a collaborative professional development sharing space. A prime example of sharing that collaborative space is happening right now. The Aspire to Lead 2020 Summer Series focuses on passions, purpose, and profession. It gives an opportunity for professionals of different industries to share their insight, experiences, thoughts, lessons, and advice, and have conversations that are honest and true about how COVID has impacted them and what they seek to improve in the future. Aspire to Lead also creates content that is informative, that provides guidelines, and serves as a resource to anyone that wants to improve themselves professionally and personally, as seen with this August Actions Agenda.
30 seconds.
Although Aspire to Lead is fairly new, we have already seen tremendous improvement. We are currently building relationships, establishing partnerships, and our projected revenue for the end of this year is $5,000. Next year, because we don't know how the pandemic will impact us, we are looking towards having master classes and webinars. By 2022, we will bring on other coaches with other languages and incorporate in-person group workshops and workshops. By 2023, we will have symposiums, conferences domestically, and by 2024, we will do internationals. Acknowledge who you are, appreciate who you were, actualize who you want to be. Find your footing, face your fears, flourish your future. Focus, fill, be fulfilled, be free, and join Aspire to Lead.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. So, Orella, tell us why you're so passionate about this.
Let me stop sharing my screen with you, if it will let me. Oh, okay. All right, so why am I so passionate about Aspire to Lead? Aspire to Lead has been a part of my upbringing for essentially forever. Thinking about professional development, thinking about community, thinking about engagement, thinking about ways that you can improve yourself, thinking about ways that you can help those around you. Especially with the pandemic, a lot of people became unemployed. I had friends and colleagues reaching out, wanting to find different opportunities. I also had former classmates that were just seeking ways to bring access revenues and be helpful. So I put pen to paper. I called a couple of teammates, a couple of former classmates, and we got to work. Aspire to Lead is not just a passion project, it's a way of life.
Can you stop sharing your screen, please?
It won't let me. Let's.
Okay, I am going to ask
okay.
Paul, can you provide some feedback?
Sure, I would love to. That was a really good presentation, thank you. And you certainly come across as very intelligent and very passionate about what you do. So congratulations on your journey. there's a lot. I think, you know, part of the challenge of being passionate and being very bright is that you want to do everything. And there's a lot of things services that you're looking to offer. And I'm convinced that you can do any one or two of those services really well, but it's very challenging to do all of them very well. What I would pose to you is that in your pitches, be very clear about what your revenue model is, where you think you're going to drive that, you know, revenue from, and your competitive advantages is clear, but just really hone in on what your revenue model is going to be. I saw on your site that you offer certain services and you gave it pricing, and that would be helpful for someone like me who's not quite as intelligent to unpack everything that you offer and to be able to understand how you're going to monetize all of your talent. With that said, could you just, you know, for the benefit of the audience, walk through what your revenue model is and how you plan to grow, what services you're going to offer, and what your pricing is?
Most definitely. So starting out, because we are, you know, in the midst of a pandemic, our prices are fairly reasonable. And a simple communication coaching session can range from $30 to $50, and that's one person. And then when we go through the resume critiques and reviews, that could be $100. The cover letter is $150. When you get package combos and deals, you can go anywhere between $110 to $250.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Orella. And now we will move to our 8th contestant. Our 8th contestant is Colby Tunick. He is the CEO of Refocus Ai out of Sacramento, California. Welcome, Colby.
Thank you for having me. Go ahead and actually. Good afternoon. My name is Colby Tunick, and I'm the CEO of Refocus Ai. Everyone has insurance, and no one likes to talk about it, except for when your car catches on fire while you're moving to a new city. This was me last week. My insurance broker tried to sell me more coverage years ago. I didn't take it. If they had analytics that showed I was at greater risk of this, would I have bought it? I like to think so. Insurance is a foundation of our financial lives and a cornerstone for business operation because of how it lets risks to be quantified and shared. Regardless of how prevalent insurance is in our day-to-day existence, the insurance industry has a huge problem. The cost of this problem is billions of dollars a year in lost sales opportunities and hundreds of millions of policyholders with inadequate or insufficient coverage. We're probably all just aware of the 4 to 5 companies we see on advertisements, but the reality is that there are 400,000 insurance professionals in the US spread across 20,000 companies who feel this problem acutely, from individual brokers to huge companies employing tens of thousands. The insurance industry has both a financial and a moral obligation to solve this problem, with the solution that solves this problem setting a new industry standard for the next century. What is this problem plaguing insurance? It's a big data problem. Whereas most industries have too little data, the insurance industry has way too much of it. Most of this data is locked into outdated and outmoded software systems. What if I told you that the 3rd largest insurance company in the US still use DOS for sales? Established insurance companies are being buried under mountains of data and outmaneuvered by younger tech-savvy competitors focusing on direct-to-consumer policies. Insurance professionals know they have a problem. Over 100 of them told us that not only did they want to use their data to drive better business decisions, they wanted to use their data to make better sales decisions. And to solve this problem, they wanted an easy-to-use tool that does not require a data science team because they know that these small to medium-sized brokers with 10 to 20 people in the office will never have access to the same data science teams and expertise that the huge insurance companies do. So we built it. Refocus Ai is an intuitive plugin that allows insurance professionals to harness their data to make 60% more sales and ensure that all policyholders have correct and sufficient coverage. We are the only company who has solved this problem for the $8 billion global insurance analytics market because we use the data that insurance professionals already have. A proprietary preprocessing pipeline allows us to take in any data and return meaningful business intelligence. Our unique focus on the broker and agent persona has allowed us to rapidly build up a fast-moving pipeline of opportunities before our first product was even released in the mid-market. At the same time, we just started a paid pilot with an insurance provider with approximately $1 billion in premiums, showing we can do deals at the large enterprise scale as well. If you're an insurance professional, let's have a conversation about increasing your sales 60%. If you're an investor, you're in luck. We're raising our seed round. We'd love to see if there's mutual interest. My name is Colby Tunick, and I'm the CEO of Refocus Ai. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Excellent.
Okay, great, Colby. Can you talk about what benefits, if any, your product would have for the consumer?
Absolutely. So we're working with all the different parts of insurance right now, but on the carrier side, understanding risk and premium allocation helps carriers charge less to the end consumer. So using their data to make better business decisions also helps them offer consumer lower rates.
Excellent,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, great. Can we get one of the judges? Let's go to Ren. Can you give Colby some feedback? And you're muted.
Got it. Okay, sorry about that. So good job with your presentation, Colby. I enjoyed it. So this is a tough thing to sell, I think, to a lot of people because it's a real technical sale. And I went through your website and I had a real challenge getting it. And I wasn't impressed at all. I gotta be honest with you, because I didn't get it. But as soon as I heard it, like, wow, that is really cool. I really like what you're doing there. So just a mild piece of constructive criticism. I would try to, when you sell brownies, you don't sell the eggs and the stuff like that. You sell the brownie. I would really focus on the stuff you just talked about. We save you money, blah, 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 and just really get into those details because your presentation was great. It was solid. It makes a lot of sense. So I guess my question to you is in terms of, is this a sale that you're gonna make to consumers, to insurance companies? Like who is is it both? Like what is your focus on like where you're gonna drive revenue for yourself?
So we are a software as a service product for insurance professionals, both on the retail, wholesale, and carrier side of the insurance business.
Okay, so you're not gonna do anything on the consumer side, like in terms of having them right size their insurance or this is what you're missing type of thing?
No, and there's a real opportunity to focus where we're focusing on. 80% of investment has gone for insurance technology, has gone to building right-sizing tools for consumers. That space is completely saturated. There's been hundreds of millions of dollars in investment poured in. Some companies are starting to IPO. Lemonade just did last month. Hippo's going to do it late next year. So in terms of where you want technology to start being developed, you want it to be developed for the insurance professional because they only use 15% of their data according to Accenture, and they know they have a need there.
Really smart.
All right, great. So I'm trying to keep us on time. We might run a little bit over. We just have 2 more contestants left. Our next contestant is Linda Bell. So let me just bring up her beautiful picture here. Linda Bell is the founder of Dell Tech Communications, LLC, out of Flint, Michigan. How are you, Linda?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you for being here. The floor is yours.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, thank you for inviting me tonight. My name is Linda Bell. I am with Dell Tech Communications, and I am a CODA. And in the deaf community, that means I'm a child of a deaf adult. Okay? And I want to tell you a little bit about my story. My mother was a single mom, and she raised me as a hearing child, but she was deaf, and I had to go to school, and our life was a little difficult, so that's why I'm sharing my story. Children are not born to be lonely. Being deaf can isolate a child, increasing their frustration and decreasing their social engagement. So coupled with that, critical shortages of resource and funding for early deaf childhood education is a reason why we see only 5% of deaf children attending public schools. Because infants and toddlers learn visually before they can speak verbally or use any types of verbal language. Our BTC solution creates a unique and highly quality visual learning experience, blending the language aspect with the real world images and manual signs serves to create the visual norm for social communications at an early age for children. Optimizing the presence of visual learning experience at the age of 1 through 6. A deaf child communication and language skills can equal to a hearing peer in public school environment. With over 2 million US and Canada students or children in school not going to public school each year, we are wasting very precious resources. The cost of a mandated ADA accommodations for using a live interpreter that go to school with a child is almost 30 times the cost of an age-appropriate visual learning experience. This translator and device accessory that we have is very unique and can help with that. With a $60,000 saving per year per child, we can then afford a lot more healthier lunches and services for deaf parents and their hearing children like I was when I went to school. Remember that these children are not disabled just because they can't hear
30 seconds
with their ears. They listen with their eyes. So I want Bell to ring for these children and for families. So I'm asking Dell to ring a bell for Bell Tech Communications. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
So Linda, can you
Ilena.
talk to us a little bit more about the impact that you think your product will have, not just on the deaf community, but society as a whole?
I'm sorry, say that again, I apologize.
Can you talk about the impact that you think your product will have, not just on the deaf community, but on society as a whole?
Oh my word, I don't know where to begin. The impact will allow hearing people to engage more with the deaf community. We have been so isolated and underserved with services, resources, education, schools. So now businesses will be able to accommodate a lot more when we are spending our dollars in businesses that serves our community.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Who wants to take this? Our judges, who has some great feedback? I see Kevin Kettle's hand, and unmute, please. Thank you.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Kevin.
You have a great story. It's really, really very compelling. And, you know, when you start a business and when you speak from the heart, it can really make a difference, and it can engender trust in, you know, your customers and who you're trying to reach out. But I'll say that I had a hard time when I was going through your website figuring out exactly what you do. And in your presentation, it was like the great story. And what I was really trying to understand is, what exactly do you offer? So in 30 seconds, tell us exactly what it is that you give to your customers. And, you know, what is that you offer?
We are a bilingual translator device solution. We offer bilingual and bi-translation for people who are deaf to communicate with people who are hearing. So our device allows them to have a conversation with you, not on a computer to generate what they're signing, but they're actually having a live conversation with you like you and I are having at this time.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to move right into our last and final contestant, contestant number 10, and these numbers will be important when you're voting. Zachary Witman. He is the CEO of Grow Squares out of Brooklyn, New York. Hello, Zachary.
Unmute yourself, Zach.
There you go. Oh, his volume is not working.
Can't hear you, Zach. Can you hear us?
We can't hear Zachary.
Zachary, you might have to select a different microphone within Zoom in the settings.
Oh, now, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
All right, got a little worried there for a second. Sorry about that delay, guys. First time it's happened.
Good.
All right, appreciate it. All right, let's share the screen too.
You sharing the screen?
I am. I wonder if you guys can see it.
Oh, it's coming up.
All right. Gotta be honest, I haven't had this much of issues before, but want to thank you for kind of sticking with it while everything was loading. So normally when I give this presentation sort of before the COVID environment, when we all were remote, I ask everybody to raise their hands if they've gardened before and if they've ever had a problem with that underlying garden. Turns out it's kind of hard to poll 100 of you guys, but at the end of the day, most people have really kind of difficulty with gardening. In fact, about 2/3 of people have what they consider extreme dissatisfaction or difficulty with gardening. Even among sort of self-proclaimed experts, about 90% of people don't even know the right plants to grow in their neighborhood. And despite all of these headwinds, gardening is actually a pretty big industry, with the last year accounting for about $8.5 billion. And with us kind of movement to COVID, that number expected to grow about 40 to 50% or so. So with all of these headwinds, what we've done is we've devised a solution to address a number of these problems, which are limited time, limited space, sort of nobody telling you what to do. So our solution is Grow Squares. It's a 2-part gardening solution designed to be fun, productive, and more than anything else, extremely easy to use. It's made up of this part of a modular topper. So that's a 1 square foot sort of gardening, module that contains everything you need to grow one particular plant, and a complementary app to help you out along the way. So what is in the app and what does it do? Well, it's primarily designed to identify the right plants for your particular environment. In order to do that, we ask you to take to your phone, tell us the exact size and shape of your particular layout, then place it on the ground. Within about 12 to 14 seconds, we pull from about 15 different APIs or different databases that tell us a whole host of different things about your environment. So this is going to be your exact sunlight levels, be your orientation, even the nutrient deficiencies of your soil on a block by block basis. It's all designed to identify the right combination of plants for your particular environment. So not only does it say the right things to grow, but we take that sort of nutrient profile and identify the missing nutrients, minerals, and bacteria in your soil, and then take them and aggregate them into square foot blocks, at the center of which we inject the seeds of the corresponding
30
plant.
seconds.
Works great. We then wrap it in this very nutrient-rich casing, stack them all together, deliver them to users, where all they really have to do is lay them out in their garden on the configuration, the most kind of holistic configuration that the app suggests. From there, water, germination occurs, and you're ready to begin. So not only does it tell you and deliver the right plants for your environment, but it actually continues to help out as you kind of go through the gardening process, telling you when and how much to water, when to harvest, when to pick, what your exact kind of yield is going to be. We've all devised this kind of elegant solution with a series of designers, developers, engineers, and for us, a fun and elegant gardening solution that people have enjoyed now for about a year. Thanks so much for your time.
Okay, wonderful, Zachary. Thank you. First of all, let's give him some applause. What an awesome product.
Guys, and thank you so much for putting up with me while I went through this technical stuff.
Oh, no problem. We dealt with it too at the beginning of the call. So what do you see long-term for this product? What's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, so the way that we understand environments is through a series of kind of radiological instrumentation. So things called LiDAR, synthetic aperture radar, a lot of kind of various types of ways to assess environments. By doing so, we actually get hyper resolution and kind of hyper specific understanding of these places. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with that data. And so we've got this kind of big machine learning component that actually has applications in a variety of different things like real estate, whatnot. Our largest investor is IKEA, and they have some plans to actually apply this sort of underlying data.
10 seconds.
So yeah, there's a whole host of stuff you can do, even though it just seems like it's a garden.
Okay, I am going to go to Ren Carlton. Can you please provide some good feedback? And you are muted.
Got it. Good job, Zach. I enjoyed the presentation. So can you talk about your traction, like what you accomplished? Like, so is this available now?
So yeah, so we had a little bit of issues with our supply chain in terms of the production of the square themselves. We produced about 11,000 of them, and they all went out. We had 23,000 people who purchased, or either purchased or pre-ordered. We had to sort of turn off the spigot. But they'll be deployed both to what we think is going to be retail, which will be at IKEA next year, fingers crossed. And then we're sort of doing our national launch. It's going to sound weird because gardening is a warm weather environment, but Thanksgiving. And this way we've actually deployed our data models nationwide. So we're going to go live across the country around Thanksgiving time and hope for kind of Black Friday.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Okay, thank you again. So now we're going to go right into the judging process. Let me just bring Marcus Jackson on, who unmute. Okay, there you go, Marcus, who is responsible for setting up the judging process. So, Marcus, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you all hear me?
Yes. Can you explain how the judging is going to work?
Perfect. Okay. So the text to voting is now active. So you have two options. You can either text national, enter ENTR 280 to the number 22333, and then you vote numbers 1 through 10, or you can copy and paste the link, which I'll put in the chat for you all, and then it will bring you to the website where you can vote. Remember, you can only vote once, and we'll give you all about 3 to 4 minutes to do your voting. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know.
Okay, and just so that we're clear, when you are voting by text, you only need to type in the number of the person that you're voting for. If you vote via this link on your desktop, it will list not only the number, but the actual company next to it. All right, so go ahead and start your voting. The judges, you can go ahead and log out and deliberate, and then come back with a winner. Any questions?
Can you share the link, please, for the voting?
Yep, I'm sending it now. Hold on. Trying to copy and paste.
Yes, we will make sure that link is in the chat room so you can just click on it. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and bring out our keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker for tonight is Mobalaji Sokunbi. He has been at Dell for more than 8 years. Over the course of his career at Dell, Mobalaji has held various sales, digital marketing, merchandising, and leadership roles across the consumer, commercial, and small business divisions in North America. As head of the strategic partnerships and the Center of Entrepreneurship Partnership for Dell Small Business, Mobilaji is focused on empowering entrepreneurs and small business owners to thrive by identifying and providing the right technology and tailored support plan that will meet their business needs. He is the author of the Nigerian Time Machine activity book and also the co-founder of the 234 Project, a platform dedicated to inspiring a young generation of African youth to identify the challenges around them as opportunities